Hello and welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about my idea and my concept for a Fortnite competitive mode. Now, currently, the Fortnite esports scene is still growing. There's no official tournament format. We have the summer skirmishes where they're changing the format every week. It's solos, it's duos. You know, obviously they said there's some room for squads, but I want to talk about a online format that could work as a, one and done playlist for competitive play for solos, potentially duos, maybe even squads. So here's my thought. And to preface this, I want to say that I haven't put a whole lot of thought into this. It's a hypothetical rank scenario. And so I've kind of done a little bit of thinking about how I want it to work, and I just want to conceptualize that to you. This shouldn't be too long a video. I think it's a pretty clear-cut system. And I think I'm not even sure where exactly it could go, but definitely could be kind of like the foundation for a solid ranked mode where you don't have to play scrim lobbies, or you don't have to just pub stomp the whole time to actually try to improve. So here's my thought. Every player would have a MMR, I guess, for lack of a better term, or some kind of like battle account number, or I don't know what they would call it, but essentially you're assigned a value. And I'm thinking at default that value would be 1,000 points. Now, in this type of format, only winning the game is not super valuable, so that can't really affect you that much. You don't want the win to be so valuable that that's all that matters. And you don't want kills to be so valuable that that's all that matters either. You got to try to find a balance, but at the same time, losing games should have a penalty as well. So here's what I'm thinking. I think that every kill should be plus 2 points toward your total. So every time you get a kill, your total, that starting value of 1,000, is going to go up 2 points. I think winning a game should be plus 10 points, and I think that you should get plus, minus, or plus 0 points depending on your placement. So let me explain. 1,000 points to start. I start at my first game, I die early game, I get 89th place. I should go down by 1 point, maybe 2, maybe up to 5. And this is something that would have to be explored on the exact values to find that kind of sweet spot. But essentially, here's my thought. If you are 49th place and below, so 100 to 49th, I think that you should be losing points. And those points that you lose could be -1, it could be -2, it could be up to -5, depending on the different brackets of how low you die. And that would, like I said, something that would have to be explored. But I think that if you're in that bottom half of the game, you should lose points. Now, I think that if you are between 50 and let's say 26, or I believe that would be 51 and 26, 49 and 26, somewhere in that range, if you're in that mid-section, you're getting into the late game, but you're not doing that great, and again, values would have to be played with to try to find that sweet spot, I think that you gain nothing. Now, if you're right outside of 25th, I don't know if you should gain nothing, so maybe up to like 35th place, you gain nothing. So in between that little section of mid players where you're not really losing because you stayed alive, you probably got some kills, so that'll probably help you out with your points, but you didn't really get into the late game. You're not really getting any wins, and you're not really advancing that far. So the game and the point system should start to stagnate a little bit. It should get a little complacent in that area because that's about where you belong in terms of the point system. And again, if you slayed out and got a bunch of points, then it wouldn't even matter because chances are out of that game you would come out positive anyways. So I'm thinking if you're in that range, that mid-range, you gain nothing. Now, this is where the points start to kick in. You're getting closer to the win, you're getting into the end games, and I think that if you are above, you start getting points based on your placement. So if you're 25th place, I think that you should get, let's say, 2 points or so, maybe more, up to 5, I think. And then you would want to start scaling that up every single place higher because you're getting closer and closer, and this is where the win starts to matter more. So I'm thinking maybe up to a total of 25 points for first for a win, up to 10 points, 10 to 25 points. So essentially, again, like I said, I haven't really thought this out. I haven't tried to put numbers to it, but the thought is this. If you're playing the game and you're doing in the midsection, the only thing that should really matter is how many kills you got, because any good player could die in the middle of the game against other good players. But if you're getting kills, that means that you're slaying out, you're doing your role, you're playing the game properly, you're ultimately fragging out. So you deserve some points. So if you're landing in that midsection, you lose nothing because you didn't stick to the end, you didn't make it to the end game, you're not going to gain anything. but you didn't just die out early either. If you're dying early, I think you deserve to lose some points. And if you got some kills and died early, then that's not so bad. So if you're landing tilted, you get 5-6 kills and then die, still might not be that bad for you. Could be an even game, could be a plus game, could be a negative game. If you're making it to the end consistently, with a bunch of kills, with not that many kills, it doesn't matter because you're going to be going up in points, depending on where you land. Now, if you're absolutely dominating lobbies, fragging out, slamming kills, and making it to the end game, these players are going to progress higher up the point system much, much faster. Now, I haven't thought about where the point system would end, because I don't really think that really matters in this hypothetical scenario, but the goal for me would be that matchmaking would be done within like about a 200 to 250 point differential kind of like, you know, range. So that way there's actual matchmaking where the players are playing people of similar or equal skill to themselves. This part's really important to me because I think that it would be the best part about having a ranked mode to begin with. You're not just pub stomping, you're not just playing against people that are, you know, bad or new to the game. You get to actually play against skilled players that are in your range, and how you perform consistently against that level of skill, whether you're at 1,000 points, 2,000 points, or whether you drop down to 500 points or below, that's going to help you determine where you belong, and it's going to help you to either go up, go down, or stay the same depending on your performance, your kills, your placement. So that's my thoughts on a competitive Fortnite mode. Again, the numbers would have to be toyed with, but I think that mode would work perfectly. I think it's about kills, it's about placement, it's about playing smart, sometimes it's about fragging out, and ultimately it leaves a lot of room for playing the game you want to play and just trying to get better, playing against people that are around your level. That's really important. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of this idea? Would you like to see a ranked mode come to Fortnite to begin with? I'm definitely interested to hear your thoughts. So thanks for checking out this video. Please give it a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm going to be posting more Fortnite content on here, as well as some other games occasionally. So thanks again for checking it out, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire?